And of course, they come into our lives not just to help us, but to help themselves as well. Because everybody's an individual that has their own path, their own spiritual contracts, and things that they have to overcome in their existence. So, I love this. This is exciting. Before I hold on to my crystal here on the side here, my crystal ball, I'm gonna pull these, romance angels cards. See what we got going on here. Alright, typically I don't spend 3 minutes shuffling cards, but this time around I think I am because it's going to be one chilled out week. And, technically we have one more day left of Aquarius before when we start out this week, but then the very day after, which is Tuesday, we go into Pisces season. So the slowness is definitely warranted. Okay. Now, going into today, or going into this week rather, we already, from what it looks like, especially when you guys got safe, you are safe to love, right? Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all, which is love. I'm already seeing that there is the potential for great happiness here, obviously, right? There's Four of Wands, stabilizing a relationship, putting your roots down. It's ready for expansion, but it's also celebration of what you got. Of course, you can't stay at the Four of Wands. This is not something it's not the Four of Pentacles, where you shouldn't stay there either. But the Four of Wands does talk about getting to a higher level of commitment and stability. And in order to get there, there's work that's needed, all right? And of course, in order to get here, there has to be the already intention to expand. Now, the fact of the matter, the fact that the Four of Wands is coming up in this reading already as your underlying energy does kind of give me, shoot off alarm bells to me, because this is talking about getting to the Four of Wands, not that you are at the Four of Wands. So, considering that this is about getting to a higher place of commitment, one has to step and get ready to expand. So, because of course, before we get to the 4, we got to be at, we have to be at 3. And right now I'm seeing that there is some struggle with that. So let's get into it. Please pick the side that resonates with y'all the most, okay? And if none of them resonate, I do apologize. I can't reach out to as many. I try my best to reach out as many as I can, but hey, sometimes I miss a few. But that's all right. So going into this, we're going to start off with this person here, with the 9 of Cups. This person thinking of this relationship, what their thoughts are around this relationship is the 9 of Cups, and they already are thinking about. Actually, I think they're pretty content. Either they're thinking about what makes them happy, considering what, their happiness. But usually when the 9 of Cups comes up, yes, it's wish fulfillment. It's, yes, it's the wish card. It's the manifestation card. But it's also the card for contentment. It's also the card for happiness. And I feel like this person is actually genuinely happy with the relationship. They're happy, perhaps with themselves as well. They're in love with themselves. They're good with where they are. They're not mad, they're not sad, they're good, they're happy. And that kind of energy does invoke more manifestation, invoke manifestation powers, invoke, things that come into their lives. Why? Well, because they're not wanting anything. They're good where they are, they're settled, right? They got light challenges here and there. They're pretty intense. I don't know if they have inner turmoil here, but I do feel like this person, when they're thinking of this relationship, is the 9 of Cups. That doesn't really tell me that this person is wishing for something more. They're not wishing for anything less. I think that they want the best, and I think they feel the best, and I think that they're good with where they are, even if there is struggles, even if there is fights, even if there's arguments, because they know that, whatever they've been through with this relationship, they feel it was worth it, and they're good with where they are. Now, the other person, however, is showing the 7 of Wands. That's already telling me this person is very, very defensive. Now, again, same sort of situation. I think they've gone through some things with this relationship too, because how they're presenting themselves with this relationship is the 7 of Wands. They are tackling this relationship, or they at least seeing this relationship from the standpoint that, of course, yes, they've moved up in a platform. They are not in the same level as everybody else. They're not in the same level as they were starting out with this relationship, with the struggles and the back and forth and the blah, blah, blah. But they're still fighting the old fight. They're still trying to fight a fight that's not on their turf, that's not on their level. they have the higher ground. They have the ability to expand, but they still believe that they still have to fight something that doesn't necessarily affect them. You know what I mean? And this is a personal thing because, think about it, right? If you're someone that's been in a situation that's traumatic, right, you're always going to have that kind of response that's ready to tackle whatever this fight is, even if you are out of the area, out of the situation, overcome that struggle, and it's never going to happen to you again because you know what to do. You're still very defensive about it. Now, the Seven of Wands doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. This person could definitely feel like they have a lot more confidence, know exactly what they're going into, know exactly how to handle the situation, but they're still very defensive and they're protective of either the relationship or themselves. Now, going into this, they have the Eight of Cups, right? This is how they're displaying themselves in the relationship, right? So this is how they're displaying themselves, and this is how they see themselves as well. And the Eight of Cups is the card of dissatisfaction. This is the card of like, I'm good. I don't want any of this. It's very opposite from the Nine of Cups, where this person is very satisfied and happy with the relationship. They're showing dissatisfaction. They're ready, they're not, I wouldn't say ready to walk away, but they're emotionally drained with the situation. And of course, because they're on guard, they're going to be emotionally drained. And at the same time, they also they cannot give any further to the relationship. They are not in the position to. They're too defensive to do so. And honestly, I wouldn't even say that, to be honest, if it wasn't for the Nine of Swords here, but something tells me that because of their defensiveness, because of their constant need to, or constant, fighting, they may feel like they have to have, or this boundary that they have to have, that it's drained them of their energy. It's drained them of being able to give to the relationship when they, to the capacity that they possibly could, because they have this sort of defensive energy up like this. Typically, I would like to see the Nine of Wands for this, to be honest with you, but because we have the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Wands together, that's Nine of Wands enough for me, especially with the Nine of Swords. In the spiritual plane, it explains to us why all these cards are coming up, and it's due to stress, anxiety, and these, of course, all have to do with things that happened in the past, that may have happened in the past, worries and doubts and traumas from the past that caused this person to be able to, cause this person to retreat to their mind and trust their mind's, perspective of the situation when they don't actually even know what the hell's going on actually. So that's really interesting to me, right? And I know you guys are thinking, what does that even mean? Well, this person, when they have the Nine of Swords coming up, their mind is doing most of the talking and giving them the visuals. They're not seeing the situation as clearly as it should be because their minds are coming up with the most, visuals. And that doesn't mean that the situation is happening as it's being shown in their mind. This is an inflation. This is an over dramatized version of what's actually happening around them. So there may be some struggles, there may be some conflicts, there may be some things that they're not happy with, but because they're not taking a look at the situation and dealing with the physical situation here, and they're allowing their minds to just kind of overthink and go crazy, they're not able to, they're emotionally drained and defensive. And they can't give to the relationship as much as they would love to. You know what I'm saying? Now, this other person, like I said before, they have the Five of Wands. I think this person, like I said, I feel like they're content here, but they know that there's some challenges that they need to face. They understand that there's some things that they're going to have to work on in order for there to be a stable ground, if that makes sense. And of course, considering that this person has gone through the ropes with this person already, I think this is a situation where they're having to kind of do everything all over again. This is a situation where they did have a second chance. They did see the progress from the last time they were in a situation like this. And they've learned from that, which is why they're able to be calm and be content with where they are and understand that this, the person that they're with may have issues, or they understand that they have issues that they have to work through, and they're still working through it. They see it as a challenge, not necessarily as an apprehension, if that makes sense. Because Judgment is about transformation, it's rebirth. And I feel like this person had a rebirth opportunity here. Then something happened where they were able to kind of resurrect themselves and see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is a good thing, right? This person definitely, seen something that of course can help them push forward and grow, and they see this as, as a process, and that's okay. But this person here has got so much stuff going on here. They're not necessarily happy. They know what they don't want, but they are still trying to find it. And that search for it is hard when they're being defensive. They're not opening their hearts to help them find it. And honestly, I think their heart already knows, but because they are afraid, or there's some things that keep them from being able to, to explore their heart, they're defensive and they can't do it, right? Doesn't mean that they, now when I say they can't do it, they can't, they can do it. But right now, what they're doing to themselves, it makes it very difficult. So, what brought you two together? Well, you guys have the three cups. Friendship, connection. You guys really understood each other. You guys were able to get along on a friendly platform. You guys were not super romantic in the very beginning. It was all about understanding each other from the very beginning. Like, you guys were really trying to work together and connect. Same time, I think some of you guys actually connected through a third party. So somebody may have connected you to, you guys may have been introduced by a friend, started out as friends, and then boom, right? But then now the challenge is the Page of Wands, taking action, starting something new, exploring your emotions, having fun, enjoying things, and having a lighthearted, good time, because there's no real problem here. That's what the thing is. It's like there's nothing really, keeping you guys from enjoying your time together, because you guys came from a place where you guys could understand each other, you guys could connect. And now it's about allowing yourself the fun and the opportunity to just enjoy each other's company. Because the Four of Wands, like I said, it's not just getting to a higher place of commitment. It's also celebration, right? And that being good, being happy with how far you've come, right? Having a platform where you can say, hey, I've come this far, and so far it's working. It shows that it's consistent, and it's stable enough for me. Let's move forward, right? But of course, this is a celebration. You're happy about the results. You see the results coming in, and that result is you've created something that can honestly help you to expand. Why not celebrate, right? It's a celebratory kind of energy, and the cards are here showing you that you guys got together and due to happiness and the ability to celebrate your happiness together. But now it's about actually celebrating and being with one another and having fun. Because right now there's too much seriousness, at least from this person here. This person's so focused on what they don't have, and what they don't have, that they can't figure out how to get what they want. They don't even know what they want. So if this person shifted their focus to what they wanted, they spend less time trying to defend themselves and getting all triggered and stuff with arguments or whatever they have you. If they put down those wands for a moment and just go ahead and continue to go after what they want to go after and listen to their heart, they wouldn't be so stressed out. I think the situation would be a lot more enjoyable for this person here. But because their situation is like this, they're a little bit tight at the moment. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at the Whispers of Love. See what y'all got. Embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This person definitely needs to embrace those feelings. I think they are very much aware of what they don't want. That's a good thing. But the part that scares me the most is that with this Eight of Cups, it's not just about knowing what you don't want. It's about allowing yourself the opportunities for your heart to be open and to explore what you want to feel. And that's the part that's kind of scaring me, because they have the Nine of Swords here that talks about stress and anxieties, conjured up by thoughts, and then they have the Seven of Wands, which is about defensiveness, being protective, not opening up. They don't want to fail. They don't want to lose something, or they don't want the worst to happen. But they have to believe, they don't have to have anything. They're not able to enjoy the moment because they're too focused on what could be, what could happen. And instead of focusing on what they want to feel, focusing on what they want to enjoy, and focusing even on the love itself right now, or just figuring out what they want to feel at this moment, they're kind of locking themselves up in a closet at the moment and keeping the love from being able to be received and given. So that's why it's safe for you to love is coming up, because it's about opening the self to love. It's okay to reject things, but it's also okay to allow yourself the opportunity to explore what you want. If there's a missing cup here, that's cool. That's not really, this situation isn't really what makes you happy, you know. And I think this may be a situation outside of the relationship, because I think they're stressed out about how something may turn out if they either if this other person knows here or whatever, right? I feel like this person's walked away from a situation, or they are emotionally done with something that's outside the relationship, but they're having a hard time finding what they want to find that makes them happy, because they're too busy thinking about what could happen in the long run, right? Defending themselves against somebody. But they don't need that, because I think this person's here to support, and they're struggling to get in here because this person, they want to understand what can make this person happy. They want to understand what this person needs to match their energy, so they can enjoy the energy together. They can enjoy life together. This person is not coming in with judgment. This person is coming in to help. But I think this person honestly needs to just kind of handle their own situation at this point, because this person has to figure out what makes them happy on their own. Even if they want to help, even if or they're only extending love, they can't receive this right now because they're not open enough to receive it. That's not your fault, and that's not theirs. It's just how it is right now.